You decided to put money into a liquidity pool. You did the research. You saw the APY. You thought you understood the risk. And then something strange happened. The market went up. Your tokens went up. But your position in the pool didn't. You made less than if you had just held. Maybe you even lost money outright. And nobody warned you that this could happen. Here's the thing. There is a cost built into every liquidity pool on every decentralized exchange in the world. It is not a fee that they charge you. It is not a bug. It's the math. And once you see how it works, two things happen. First, you'll understand why roughly half of all liquidity providers on Uniswap v3 lose money compared to just holding their tokens. Half. That is a published study, not a rumor. Second, you'll understand exactly which pools make this a non-issue. And that second part is where the real opportunity is. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Alex Gramvlevsky, but most people call me the DeFi doctor. I began my career in the medical field before diving headfirst into decentralized finance and becoming the head of education at Decentralized Masters. Now I've made it my job to take complex DeFi strategies and make them accessible for everyone. This is the video I wish existed when I started. Let's get into it. Most people who get hurt by impermanent loss don't even know what hit them. They saw a high APY. They put money in. The market moved. They came out worse than if they'd done nothing. Then they blame crypto. Here's what actually happened. It was not bad luck. It was math they did not understand. And the math has a name. It's called impermanent loss. Today I'm going to show you exactly how it works. The formula, the real numbers, the specific scenarios where it destroys returns. And then I'm going to show you the pool types where it basically disappears entirely. Because that distinction is everything. Let's start with a basic question. How does a liquidity pool price an asset? There are no order books in DeFi, no buyers and sellers posting bids. The price is set by a formula. X times Y equals K. That is it. X is the amount of token A in the pool. Y is the amount of token B. K is a constant. It never changes. So if you have 10 ETH and 20,000 USDC in a pool, K equals 200,000. That number is locked. Now, what happens when ETH's price rises outside of the pool? Say ETH doubles on the open market. The pool still thinks ETH is worth 2,000. The market now says 4,000. That gap creates an opportunity. Arbitrageurs, sometimes even traders running automated bots, swoop in. They buy the cheap ETH out of the pool. They keep doing this until the pool price matches the market price. By the time they're done, the pool has less ETH and more USDC. You, as the liquidity provider, now own less of the asset that went up. Think about that for a second. The pool automatically sold your ETH on the way up, not because anyone decided to, because the math required it. That gap between what you would have had just by holding versus what you actually have in the pool, that, my friends, is impermanent loss. This is an opportunity cost, not a fee, not a penalty. And here is the part most people miss. It only becomes real when you withdraw. If prices return to where they started, the loss disappears. But prices rarely return to exactly where they started. So in practice, for most positions, it is permanent. Let me give you the actual numbers. If one asset in your pool moves 1.25 times its original price, just a 25% move, you lose 0.62% to impermanent loss. It's not bad. 1.5 times, 50% move, you lose 2.02%. Still manageable. 2 times, the asset doubles. You lose 5.72%. That should tell you something. 3 times, triples, 13.4% loss. 5 times, 25.5% loss. If you're in a pool with a meme coin that 10x's, you could end up giving away a significant portion of your upside to arbitrageurs. The formula is clean. It is not linear. It accelerates. And here is the critical insight. The direction does not matter. A 2x increase causes the same impermanent loss as a 2x decrease. Impermanent loss is a function of divergence, not direction. This is what makes it dangerous in bull markets too. Now, don't get too far ahead of yourself. I need to show you the other side of the math, because fees exist and they change the game entirely. Every time someone trades through a pool, a portion of that trade goes to liquidity providers. On Uniswap, that is typically 0.05% to 1% per trade. On Curve, it varies by pool. These fees accumulate constantly, whether prices are going up or down. And in a high volume pool, they can outrun impermanent loss entirely. Here's a real example. October 10th, 2025, the biggest single day liquidation event in crypto history. Bitcoin dropped roughly 10 to 12% in a single day. Over $500 billion wiped from total market cap. The DEX volume that week hit an estimated $177 billion. Think about that for a second. The worst day in crypto was one of the best weeks ever for liquidity provider fee income. Lending protocols alone generated an estimated $20 million in fees on that single day. That is because volatility drives volume, and volume drives fees. Fees go directly to liquidity providers. The people who kept DeFi running on the worst day of the year were collecting the most. So the question is not, does impermanent loss exist? It does. The question is, in what pools does fee income consistently cover it? And this is where pool selection becomes the entire game. Let me show you the two types of pools and what the math actually looks like. Volatile pairs, ETH and USDC, two assets that can diverge significantly. ETH doubles while USDC stays to $1, 5.72% impermanent loss. The wrapped ETH USDC pool on Uniswap v3 at the time of this recording generates somewhere between 5 and 25% APY, depending on how you position your liquidity. A Bancor study found that 54.7% of LPs in volatile pairs on Uniswap lost money, after accounting for impermanent loss. That is not theoretical. This is on-chain data. In the aggregate, impermanent loss extended fee income across 17 major pools in that study. The total impermanent loss was $260 million, while total fee income was $199. Net loss to LPs, $60 million. Let me be clear about something. This does not mean liquidity pools are broken. It means most people choose the wrong pools. Stablecoin pairs. Now compare that to a pool like PYUSD and CurveUSD on Curve Finance. Both assets are pegged to $1. Their price never meaningfully diverges, which means impermanent loss is basically zero. The constant product formula still applies, but if X and Y are both worth $1 and they stay that way, K never moves. The pool never rebalances against you. At the time of this recording, the PYUSD and CurveUSD pool on Curve is generating 9% APY on approximately $67.9 million in deposits. That 9% is almost pure profit. There is no impermanent loss eating into it. Curve processed over $1 billion in weekly volume across its stablecoin pools at the time of this recording. That is why this pool type exists, designed specifically for assets that trade at parity. Now here is the honest caveat. Stablecoin pools are not risk-free. Smart contract risk exists on any protocol, and stablecoin depegs do happen. We saw it with USDC during the SVB crisis in 2023. USDC dropped to 88 cents briefly. If you had been in a USDC pool during that 48-hour window, you would have experienced real impermanent loss. It recovered, but not everyone waited. So you are not eliminating risk. You are choosing a fundamentally different risk profile. And for phase B of what we teach at Decentralized Masters, stablecoin pools are the starting point precisely because of this math. The impermanent loss is neutralized, the fees are real, and the risk profile is manageable. Let me now bring this together. impermanent loss is not a reason to avoid liquidity pools. It is a reason to choose them carefully. If you drop capital into a meme coin pool, a new token pair, or any volatile asset pair without thinking about divergence risk, the math will take from you quietly and consistently. If you understand which pool types neutralize impermanent loss, you are playing a completely different game. You are earning the spread the banks have collected for centuries. Except the bank is a smart contract and the spread goes to you. Most people in DeFi never get past surface level understanding. They see APY, they deposit, they wonder what happened. You now understand the mechanism. That puts you in a very different position. Now, there is a question I get more than almost any other. Can you actually build serious wealth starting from a modest amount of capital using these strategies? Well, I put together a video walking through exactly that. Real numbers, real systems, real results. Watch it here. And until next time, I wish you health and happiness.